Okay, you guys, we are moving on to inedible soaps. In here we have 62% baking soda, 26% citric acid, 3% of your milk powder, and I just used regular milk powder from the store. 2%, now on their recipe card, it says SCI or SLSA. I have chosen to use the SLSA because that's what we used on the other demos. So just to keep it a fair and level playing field as much as possible. So there's 2% of SLSA, 1% cream of tartar, 1% kaolin clay. Over here we've got 2% of an oil of their choice, and then they have in parentheses that they use almond oil, so that's what I'm using, 2% almond oil. 1% polysorbate and 1% of the fragrance, okay? So we're just gonna get right to it, and we're gonna mix this into our dry ingredients. One other thing that I wanted to tell you guys also is that, you know, all 3D molds are not created equal as far as the finishing process that they go through. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have had numerous problems with one of these suppliers with their molds taking on water and becoming waterlogged as you're washing them. I do not let my mold sit in a tub of water. I don't you know, soak them in water. I rinse them underwater. That's it. And there are several molds from one of these companies that continuously gets waterlogged to the point where I can't get the water out of the plunger part because they're pretty thick. You can hear the water. It's in there. If you shake it, you can hear it. And so I'll have to try to shake and shake and shake and try to get the water out of there as much as I can. There are exactly 3 molds that I can no longer use from one of these companies because they are so waterlogged and they're not getting better, you know, so I can't use them. So that's something to pay attention to as well. Mr. Soap Chef and I have gotten some really wonderful tips and tricks and hints from Rob and Heather Manzano of Chunkadust on some of the finishing techniques that they use. So we are utilizing some of those tips and tricks in our own mold making, because if we get to the point where we're feeling confident enough to buy some STL files from Chunkadust, I want to make sure that we're making a good product, you know, because it's their file and it's got their name on it. I'm just trying to see how this is going here. It's a little still crumbly. So if we were to go ahead and try to sell some of the molds that we made using their files, well, in essence, that's their name, really, that you're putting on, you know, on that product that you're selling. It's their name. All right, let's put our citric acid in here. And so they have really good, high quality molds. And so I don't want to put out an inferior product with their name attached to it. So, you know, we've really been helped a lot by Mr. Chunkadust in particular, but Heather has been extremely helpful as well. So just things to keep in mind with 3D molds. As you can see all over Etsy right now, everybody went and got 3D printers over the holidays. I mean, there must be hundreds now of people selling 3D bath bomb molds. And I get it, man. We purchased it because I'm tired of spending so much damn money. And my bath bombs are, without question, my #1 seller. So I can't be without molds. But I also can't continue to spend thousands of dollars every year either, you know. So we paid $1,000 for our printer. So rather than spending another $1,000 on molds, we spent $1,000 and got our own printer. So just things to keep in mind when you're making your purchases. All right, we've got this all together now from Inedible Soaps. It's okay. We'll see. It feels a little dry to me. Now, they don't say anything on their little card here. Hold on, let me take a real quick look. Spritz water until it passes the drop test and mold. Okay, so they do say to spritz it with water. So let's do that. Let's give it just a couple. Well, if it'll come out here, that'd be wonderful. Again, I hate doing this once I have added my citric acid already, because it's gonna activate it. There's just no way around it. It's citric acid. You add anything with water, including witch hazel, including rubbing alcohol. If you add 70% rubbing alcohol to this, well, guess what? 30% of that is water. Your mix is going to activate. So I hesitate on doing that after the fact. All right, I think this might be okay. And if I need something else, you know, again, these are 3D molds, and 3D molds require a little bit of a wetter mix. And the wetting agent that you should be using is oil. All right, let's get rolling now. Let's take this knife, creepy, scary knife, slasher. It's got a little bit of a design here on the handle. So that's the part we're going to put down first. All right. Now, again, normally you would put your plate down and you'd put your shell on the top. However, all of the molds from Inedible Soap have this lip on the bottom. All of them. And at first, the very first time that I ever used these, I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't a shell. I mean, it is, but how am I supposed to work with this? But it's really not that big of a deal. So you put your shell down, stick your cup in there. There you go. All right, let's get some of this mixture in here. Give it a little bit of shake and pat, bop, boom, boom. That's it. That's all. Just on that handle, because that's where those designs are. All right, let's take our top, turn it over, stick it in here and push. So far, Chunk of Dust's recipe is my favorite out of the 3 that we have tried. And no, I'm not getting any kickbacks for saying that. I'm not getting any free product from Chunk of Dust. They're not paying me. Nothing. I like their products. I buy their products. I'm telling you guys my experience. All right, so see, when you turn it over and then you have this lip, it's like you can't even really tap the bottom because you're going to be tapping the lip. So it's just weird. So I'm always afraid when I turn my spoon this way so that I can actually tap that bottom plate, I'm always afraid I'm going to crack that bottom plate. It's just weird. Their molds are weird. I'm sorry, they are. I like them. I like the designs. I like, you know, everything about them, but they're just weird. They're just weird, you guys. They're just not like all the other ones. So, all right, anyways, push straight up out of the bottom. Take your plate off the top. Cardboard. Turn it over. Lift straight up. And there's the design on the handle. Beautiful. Yeah, they have a really good selection in Inedible Soaps. They have a good selection of molds. All right, let's do this big mamma jamma. This is our bottomless kettle. And you can use this for a variety of different things. You can use this as a Santa sack, which I did all last year. You can use this as a leprechaun's pot of gold, which I did. You can use this as some type of a cauldron with bubbly, gooey, icky stuff all in it for Halloween, which I've done. This mold is very versatile. You can use this for a variety of different things. So as you can see, I have mounded up the top just a little bit because, again, we've got this big cup that we need to fill. This is a huge void that we need to fill now. All right, so turn that over, stick it on the top, and push. Okay. All right, let's get some taps around that shell. Again, turn that over, and there's that lip all the way around the bottom. So you just be careful where it is you're tapping, because if you're tapping along that lip, that's going to do you no good. That releases nothing. And I can see my battery's about ready to die, so let me try to hurry this up here. All right, so we're going to fingers underneath, and we're going to push this whole thing up. Normally with a shell, you would take the shell off. But we can't do that because of this lip, so we have to push the entire situation up. All right. Now, grab a piece of cardboard that's going to be big enough. Just do this on the table here. All right, so now we're going to turn it on its bottom, however it is you want it to sit. And you can do one of two things. You can do just remove one side at a time, or you can try to remove both of them. I'm of the mindset of try to do one at a time. Let's not try to be heroes here, okay? So just pull straight away from it. All right, we're going to turn it over this way. And we're going to do the same thing. Just pull straight away. And here is your cauldron, Santa sack, pot of gold, whatever you want to call it. And let me tell you guys, this sucker is freaking hefty. It is a beast. But look at how beautiful that is and how well that unmolded. Just gorgeous. All right, let's grab another one real quick from Inedible Soaps. Let's see. Here's a good one. All right, let's do the haunted house, because that's got quite a lot of. No, this is the bloody handprint, and I've already demoed all of these on the site, on the channel. But we're gonna do it again. Okay, my battery died. I had to switch that out. So, all right, so we put a little bit of mix in the bottom, and we're just gonna give it some pushes, because there is a design on the bottom here, and we want those details to come out. Need a little bit more mix, and this mix is drying up pretty quickly here. So if this doesn't come out, it's because this mix is drying up a little bit. All right, let's continue putting more in. Yeah, this is the bloody handprint. I've demoed this on my channel before. Take our plate, turn it over, push. All right, some taps on the outside. Top and the bottom. Make sure you don't hit the lip, because that could crack. If you like really whack this, that could crack. Okay, we're going to push straight up on the bottom, get this whole thing up and on out of here. Oh geez, look at me making a mess everywhere. All right, well, I just screwed up the bottom part there, but whatever. Here we go, straight up. Grab your cardboard. Oh, too small. Turn it over and lift straight up with your plate. Go slow so we can get those details to come out. Look at that. That's gorgeous. All those detail. Well, that's a piece that just broke off because I screwed it up. But anyways, very nice. Okay, so that's a nice detailed mold. Let's see, what do we have left? Could I do another one? Probably not. Yeah, I don't really have enough mix to do anything. So we're just going to put that off to the side, and that will become some bath dust powder later. So hang tight, you guys. We're moving on to the maker shop. Now, again, either they don't have a recipe that they give to you when you purchase their molds, or they do, and I just can't find it. It's been a little while since I have purchased from them, and I use my own recipe. So if something did come with an order, which I really don't think that it does, but if it did, I wouldn't even have it anymore because I use my own recipe. So what we're going to do is we're going to use my recipe. We're going to come back and we're going to start doing some on the maker shop. Hold please.